Here's the president today. This is number two, asked at the Easter egg roll about his support for his Pentagon secretary.
I hear they're doing that whole thing again. Here we go again. Just a waste of time. He is doing a great job.
Why do you still have confidence?
Because he's doing a great job. Thanks, ask the Houthis how he's doing. Ask the Houthis how much dysfunction there's none. Pete's doing a great job. Everybody's happy with him. We have the highest recruitment numbers I think they've had in 28 years. No, he's doing a great job. It's just fake news. They just bring up stories. I guess it sounds like disgruntled employees. You know, he was put there to get rid of a lot of bad people, and that's what he's doing. So you don't always have friends when you do that.
Should he stop?
So NPR today reported that there are searches underway for Hegseth's successor, despite what the president said there. My sources yesterday, as I said on the morning meeting, were leaning pretty hard into the prospect of Hegseth possibly being replaced. Here then, number three, Caroline Leavitt goes on Twitter and denounces the NPR report as false. She says, fake news, based on only one anonymous source who clearly has no idea what they're talking about, echoing what she did on Fox News. And then, this will be number four, Sam, Hegseth himself at the Easter egg roll took a break from celebrating with his family to meet the press.
What do you want to say, sir, about the signal chat controversy?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't give back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. And on hoaxes, time and time and time again. And as they peddle those lies, no one ever calls them on it. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me, because we're changing the Defense Department, putting the Pentagon back in the hands of warfighters, and anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters. This group, this group right here, full of hoaxsters that peddle anonymous sources from leakers with access to grind, and then you put it all together as if it's some news story. And when we know it, we know exactly what it is. So I'm really proud of what we're doing for the president, fighting hard across the board, and I'm going to go roll some Easter eggs with my kids. Thank you very much. Have spoken to the president, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way.
All right, so Alex, three things strike me about that. First of all, his direct-to-camera looks unusual and shows his television chops. Second is there may well be disgruntled employees, but they're not some, bureaucrats unknown to him. They're very close, longtime associates of his, so that makes it unusual. And then lastly is I'm just uncomfortable sitting there with the kids watching so close to him. Maybe the family's adjusted to all this, but I found that a little bit uncomfortable. So what did you think of the president and of the secretary, and where do you think that story stands now?
So I've noticed an interesting trend so far in this White House, which is that whenever someone is attacked, Trump rushes to their defense. It makes or let's take Elon Musk, for example. Musk comes under is facing a tremendous amount of criticism. What does Trump do? He turns the White House into a Tesla parking lot, has an event with him, right? You see Trump now coming to the defense of Pete Hegseth. You have seen Trump do this because why? Because when someone is attacked, that makes Trump want to defend them. He does not want to, in this White House, give in to what he sees as media attacks. And so you've seen this happen time and time again. And you see a White House now that has had far less turnover than Trump 1.0. Trump 1.0 was like a revolving door. You had people leaving every week, if not daily. This White House has been different. You've had some departures, for example, from the IRS. There was reporting on that last week about some turmoil there. Obviously, there's been some turmoil in the lower ranks at the Pentagon. But this White House has been far different than Trump 1.0. And Trump seems to have just less desire for the kind of turnover than he had in Trump 1.0.
Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.